What is up, my fellow folks? How are y'all doing on this fantastic winter solstice? I might add, happy solstice. Doing this podcast a little late in the evening right now, so it might be a little bit of a rushed episode, but I'm glad y'all can make it. We're at episode number 11. We only have 2 more Tuesdays in the year of 2021, so I just kind of wanted to make the best of it. Still wanted to tune in, give you guys at least 2 more podcasts before the end of the year. It only seemed right, only seemed fair, because I don't know, I would say this is a pretty good year for the Right from the River podcast, seeing as it's the first year of the conception of the podcast. I've only got 11 episodes under the belt, but shit, we got 11 episodes under the belt. And if you've been listening since the start, if you've been listening at all, even if it wasn't even for a full podcast, hey, I appreciate the fuck out of you, man. And pardon my French, but I fucking love y'all. And I think that 2022 is going to be a good year. We're going to definitely do a lot more. I feel like I've been getting some signs from the universe lately that as long as I keep my fucking head straight, don't lose my humility and shit like that, then I feel like a lot of good things can happen. So let's keep our heads focused. Let's keep ourselves elevated for the rest of the year and for 2022. I just wanted to tune in one last time, or no, not one last time. I just wanted to tune in with you guys again because shit, man, the year's almost over. And so, yeah, let's make the best of it. Before I get too far into the rambling, let's start the podcast off like we start any good Right from the River podcast. And we'll do the beginning of the bit bong rip. That is right. Today, we don't have a new strain. Like, we're still going to be smoking, but if I remember correctly, I think we've already smoked this strain before. No big deal. We got it again because it's a really good strain. There's a reason we're going to be smoking it again. The strain of the day is Yuck Mouth. That's right. We got the Yuck Mouth. Love the yuck. It's a sativa cross on the strain, but honestly, it hits me like an indica. I always want to just chill in my chair, chill on my couch, watch TV, and do nothing else except think about stupid stoner shit. But yeah, the Yuck Mouth. Ooh, sorry. I felt like I had to burp. I was like, oh no, don't do that into the microphone. But I always love the Yuck Mouth because the name, well, the name Yuck Mouth makes me laugh. That's a better way to put it because it sounds like a fucking, like, just an insult, man. It's like, oh, great, the Yuck Mouths are here, like shit like that. It's a really weird name. It kind of sounds like a slur. But anyway, it's a great strain nonetheless. So let's smoke this bitch up. Actually, you know how it goes. We got to put a marker on the audio recording because your boy has bad memory. And I need to remember when and where we smoke. And plus, we're just monumentizing, I don't even think that's a word. We're memorializing our smoking sessions together. So, I need to know the exact time and place for it. So let's see. We got the marker here. Click. And get your bowls ready. Get your vape pens ready. Get your bongs, blunts, dabs, whatever it is you're smoking. If you don't want to smoke, hey, glad you could still chill with us for the sesh. Anyway, beginning of the bong rip, episode 11. Let's get to it with some Yuck Mouth. Cheers. Dope. Beautiful. Amazing. We love it. Fantastic. That's why we brought the Yuck Mouth back. And as you can tell, I'm kind of talking a little faster. Feel like I'm not losing my focus that quickly. Well, guess what? I already smoked a bowl of this Yuck Mouth before I did the podcast. So I guess I can definitely see the sativa side of it because I do feel like just chilling and lounging in the chair. But at the same time, now that I think about it, your boy got Christmas shopping done today. I just did some laundry. I got my cat's litter box all taken care of, swept the floors, got the whole place looking nice, smelling good with some incense lit, and then, boom, guess the fuck what? I'm recording a goddamn podcast right now, too. So, the sativa is doing its job. I know a lot of people kind of think that the indica sativa versus thing doesn't really matter. It's like kind of a myth, and I do agree with that to a certain extent, but fuck, man, this bud's helping me out right now. Like, it's got me going. So let's get going. For the podcast, I kind of want to talk about Christmas, man. Today is December 21st. We got Christmas coming up. The solstice is today. Pardon my ignorance, but let me look up when Yule is because I want to say Yule falls around. Oh, that's today as well. Shit. Well, okay, it starts today and it goes through January 1st. Well, happy first day of Yule, everybody. That's dope as hell, too. Fucking love it because it's the Right from the River podcast, baby. We're going to be celebrating all December um, harvest sun holidays. I guess that's the best way to put it. But yeah, that brings me to the question, what holidays do you guys observe? Like, what are you following this year? Or this year? What's your preferred winter holiday? Did you grow up celebrating Hanukkah? Maybe Christmas was more your thing. Maybe you're a fan of the solstice, or maybe, you want to celebrate Yule and things like that. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, yo. I want to know what we're all celebrating. But let's get to it. Let me just close this screen real quick because it is distracting me. You know how your boy is. I am easily distractible. But yeah, Christmas time, the winter holiday season. That's a better way to put it because we're talking about all of them, baby. I personally celebrate Christmas. That's just because that's the tradition that my family grew up with. We do have some like family friends that observe the solstice and Yule and more pagan beliefs and stuff like that, which is fucking dope because that really helped open my eyes to just other people's beliefs, especially from when I was a kid, And that's what I mean more so just like being able to experience these holidays with these people that are, I guess, not considered traditional American Christmas, is really awesome because you know how this country can be. Everybody wants to fight for the fight for Christmas. Everyone's saying they're trying to get rid of Christmas, but nobody's trying to get rid of fucking Christmas. Let's be honest. Christmas has been here for centuries. It's not going anywhere. But guess what? The other holidays that are celebrated around this time of year, they're not going anywhere either. They've been around for centuries too. And so when people say happy holidays, nobody's trying to erase or delete fucking Christmas. They're just trying to remind you that, yeah, dog, people believe in other shit around this time of year too, because that's what America is. We want to talk about being a melting pot, but we can't get upset with the other things that make it a melting pot. Like, that's fucking contradicting and one-sided. Okay, we're kind of getting away from the topic right now. Who would have thought that Christmas and the December holiday season was such a trigger for me? Noted. Anyway, holidays. I like it. Like I said, I personally celebrate Christmas. My lady and I, my partner and I, we got the lovely-ass Christmas tree set up. Honestly, we don't have any ornaments on it yet, though, because we were kind of slacking this year. We've been working a lot. Honestly, we've been working a lot, and we've been working hard as hell. So when we finally have time off, it's really hard to want to do anything other than just rest and chill and eat and watch TV and shit like that. And I really fucking hate that because I feel like that's what the system wants us to do. Just like we live in an era with the most educated generation that America has ever seen. And when people are smart, they question things. But the only way to keep smart people from questioning things is by keeping them so fucking tired and distracted that they don't even have time to think about other stuff. So we get tired, all right? And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that shit too, because that's why sometimes it takes me a minute to record a podcast or stuff, because you're just fucking tired and you want a day to just relax. But anyway, I guess I'm kind of in a ranty mood today. I fucking love it. Go caffeine and sativas. But yeah, I put the Christmas tree up today, finally, after us slacking off all month. But I didn't put any of the ornaments up. So Brianna and I are probably going to do that later this evening. I'm going to get those shits out of storage so we don't even have to worry about it. I got these fancy little, like, decorate your own gingerbreads, too. Like this little kit at the store today. So we're going to do that shit. We're going to watch Harry Potter. Probably the third one, because that's the fucking best one. That's my favorite one. I would say followed closely behind by the sixth one. Both fantastic movies. Fucking love it. But we're going to get into the season. And even right now, man, I wish I had a camera. I think that should be a goal for sometime next year for the Right from the River podcast, is like getting some kind of like video system set up for the podcast. Because I think that would be super dope. But honestly, Brianna and I have been talking about trying to find a new place. Some things have been lining up recently, so there might be the possibility of more options for us to move to opening up here soon, and I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, who knows? Might be able to find a space up here in Denver that's adequate enough for me to have office space and living room space at the same time. That would be fantastic. Could you imagine that, having a living room and an office? Like, ooh, how far fetched. That's kind of sad. But I love how I'm doing it now because, it's humble. Sometimes life forces you to be humble, but it's not a terrible trait to have. And, this humble setup that I have in the beginning here is kind of nice because someday when we finally do have that fucking office space and all that good stuff, we can look back on it and be like, damn, like, I started this shit with my mic and my laptop on a coffee table and me just like wishing for the best of luck with that. And sorry, I just realized that my cat's water spout thing is making noise. So I apologize if that's in the podcast. We will remove that in post. So I keep going, but it's all right. It's because I'm ranting, and it's just a thing that happens. I lost my train of thought. I will be 110% honest with y'all. So let's just try to go back to the original subject of talking about the holidays, then, I guess. Yeah, this holiday season, probably gonna go spend it with the familia, with mi madre's family. Love it. That tends to be like a pretty constant tradition in my side of the family. We just like do a big thing. It's like a traditional Christmas. Like we just go to everybody goes to the grandparents' house. I'll bring our gifts there, play some board games, have some laughs, realize why you only see some of your family for a couple times a year. No, I'm just kidding. I love my family. I do. But I'm also a very introverted person, so I need time to recharge after social events, and you know how that is, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, pretty traditional. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. I'm excited to see the family. I got a cousin. Him and his lady are expecting. That's cool as hell. Love it. It's just cool to see the family growing. Like, obviously that's a part of life, is those different stages and like trials and things that we go through. But it's wild when you're actually like firsthand experiencing that like transition into the next phase of life. Like, it's just insane because I know so many people right now who are like starting family or expanding families. I like to say that, expanding families, because you can be a family without having children, but these people are expanding their families by having children. I think that's a nice way to put it. I don't know. I like to romanticize things, but when people expand I know people personally that are starting to expand their families and have kids and things like that. And I think this is really exciting. That's how I know I'm getting to that next phase of life, because when I see the people that are close to me having children, or when I think about like the possibility of expanding my family, it's a positive thought, and I don't mean to chuckle when I say that. I only laugh because like you talk to 19-year-old River about, hey, do you want to get married, start a family, have some kids? Then I would have just been like, like I would have like turned white, and like pale and shit like that. So it's just interesting. It's wild. It's wild how our brains mature, and it's wild how our brains change as we get older. Shit's insane because you might not like something until you like it. And that's just kind of how our brains work. Ooh, I'm getting text messages. It's not even a text. It's a fucking email about Pinterest board suggestions. Don't you love that? Just spam emails constantly, all the fucking time. No break from the spam ever. It's constant. It's like a hydra. You cut one head of spam off, and then you got 3 more spam fucking files coming into your email. Something exciting though. Yesterday, Brianna and I got to see the new Spider-Man movie, and holy shit, was that such a cool fucking movie. Like, it was so good. It was so dope. It was everything people were looking for a Spider-Man movie. I feel like we got exactly what we wanted. It wasn't like I don't even have words for it still. It was super fucking good. It was exciting. It was everything you want from a superhero movie. I think that's just the best way to put it. It gave fans everything they fucking want from a superhero movie. We laughed, we cried, we gasped, we, fucking what we just really enjoyed the movie. We were at the edge of our seats the whole entire time, and it was great. I recommend y'all check it out. I really want to talk about it, but I think I'm going to probably talk about it more in the next podcast. I want to give people some time to actually see the movie. It just came out like 4 days ago. So it's still pretty fresh. It's still pretty new, so I don't want to spoil some shit or anything like that. Some people got to wait until a paycheck or whatever to go see the movie. That's kind of what I had to do. So we ain't going to judge. We ain't going to judge. All I'm saying is if you plan on seeing the new Spider-Man movie, you are in for a fucking treat. It was great. It was so awesome, man. Oh, here. This is the best way I can describe it without giving anything away. You know, there's a scene where they're like, do it, do it, do it. And then this guy was like, psst, and then Green Goblin like came down and he like threw one of his bombs and it was like, poof, but then Sandman came in and I'm just kidding. It was a good movie though. Please check it out. Even if you're not a superhero fan, I feel like anybody, like especially like people who grew up in the early 2000s and shit like that, all got a special place in our heart for that Spider-Man movie. Even if you aren't a super big fan of the Sam Raimi trilogy, like that was kind of, I feel like that trilogy, I mean, obviously it was like Blade. Blade was the movie that set the pace that you can actually profit off of superhero movies. But then they brought in movie series like X-Men and Spider-Man, Spider-Man, X-Men and Spider-Man. And it just solidified that, yes, not only does the superhero genre work, but you can make franchises off of it. And they can actually be wildly successful too. And yeah, I loved it. It's really set the pace that it was possible to make like comic accurate real life movies, you know, if that makes sense. If comic accurate movies with real people. That's what I'm trying to say. Not like CG or cartoon and stuff like that. But yeah, especially the people that grew up with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. I loved it. I loved it because it was not even trying to give anything away because Sam Raimi was like the director of it, you know, so it really has that like flavor that of that traditional Spider-Man movie we grew up with. And it was just fun. Good ass time. Got a fucking pizza in the movie theater because it's almost 2022 and that's apparently a thing that we can just do now. And we got fucking Matrix coming out tomorrow. Got the new Matrix. Comes out 12/22/21. So mark your calendars for that, babies, because the movie theaters are trying to make me broke before the holidays. And I'm just like, touche. It might work. Here, I got an incense lit and I've been talking for a minute. So here, I'm going to grab a little sip of water real quick. Pardon me while I thirst. Perfect. Beautiful. That's kind of nice. We already got the podcast up to 18 minutes. And like I said, cutting it kind of close today. I got to go pick up Brianna from work. Oh my God. Did you hear that voice crack? Oh, dude, I am almost 28 years old. I am closer to 28 than I am to 27 at this point. In the sense that, like, I'm 27 and a half, you know? But I'm creeping on 28 and my fucking voice still cracks. I still can't grow a full beard and I don't have a six pack. I'm like, you know, this puberty shit, I think I got screwed over in that trade. I'm like, where's my receipt? Like, I didn't get a receipt for that either. I can't like just return it and be like, hey, can I try a different style of puberty? Like the one with the full beard and the abs. It was like, nope, you're going to get cracky voice until fucking 30. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, it's not anything like I wanted in the trade, but that works, I guess. Cracky voice until 30. I forgot what I was fucking talking about. Damn it. So reverse the podcast, rewind it. I can't remember. But I think I was just talking about how it's a shorter podcast today. Anyway, this seems like a good break to take a smoke. Let's marker and action. Just kidding. Smoke with me, y'all. Cheers. Wowza. Delicious. We love it. That was like the end of the bowl too. Like that was like mostly ash, if I'm being honest. And still good ass weed. Like sometimes you hit, you know, you cash a bowl and it's like, oh, that's done. Like, ugh. But that was pretty good. I fuck with it. Yeah, so I think I'm kind of trailing off at this point. I got some other things that I got to take care of at the moment. We got to a 20-minute mark. I'm sorry. I know the podcast has been kind of short the past couple episodes, but it's not anything personal, man. It's not you. It's me. You know, I got stuff I got to work on. So the podcast, it's been short. It's a me problem. You're great. Anyways, y'all, I appreciate you tuning in for the 20-minute ramble. That was the 11th episode of the Right from the River podcast. I hope you guys have a great Yule, Solstice, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys are celebrating. Even if you celebrated Hanukkah already, happy Hanukkah, you know? I hope that was good too. Let me know about that. How was that if you did it? Anyways, yeah. Happy Krishna Kwanzaa Nali Yule Vistis. That's right. From your boy, What's Up Riv. We'll talk about that more from the next episode too. Or on the next episode. Along with New Year's resolutions and plans moving forward for the podcast. I fucking love y'all guys. I love y'all guys. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next podcast, which will be next week, the last podcast of 2021. And you know what the wild thing is? This podcast just hit 21 minutes. So, while you're picking up your mind off of the walls and ceiling because it was just blown, I think I'm going to get out of here for the evening. You guys stay safe. Catch you on the next podcast. Joyeux Noël, and peace out.